Good afternoon. How is everybody doing? Why is there no viewers? Why is it showing no viewers? What's going on? Is everybody here? Weird. Let me just see what's going on. I am live. I'm waving at myself. Weird. That was weird. Hello. How are we all doing? Afternoon, Mark. Crom, Soul Trader, Meh. Good afternoon, Mumo, Barry, JC, FTNet. A-list party music. Let's go. How are we all doing? Afternoon, WDS. You sound like WD-40, but not quite as, don't know. Anyway, right, let's crack on and see what's going on. Market's just opened. We'll have a look at that in a second. Where are we? Market's breaking down at the open. I will look at that in a minute. I don't want to buy your pen. Stop giving me an advert every time I open that up. Afternoon, Silent Bull Trader. The sound is better. Yep. It was terrible last time. Mic broke. Afternoon, Dennis. Got it fixed, yeah. Right, so market's broken short at the open. This morning, we're just going to quickly look at the news. The ADP non-farm employment change came out very close to forecast, a little bit up. So if you look at the US this afternoon, not an awful lot of movement, bit of a whipsaw on it really. So nothing's happened basically. So market not really paying much attention to that at the moment. It was pretty much as a forecast anyway. We've got the ISM services PMI coming out at 3 o'clock. We had unemployment rate for New Zealand coming out, which came out as forecast last night. And that's pretty much it for today. So all done really for news. But obviously PMIs are coming out at 3 o'clock. So there is potential for large movement on the indices and the US this afternoon. I still have got no exposure on at the minute. Can't get any trades on. There's just nothing moving. Well, I say there's a lot moving, but there's nothing having any sustained movement. So obviously what I'm looking for is mean reversion trades after elastic band theory, basically after the market gets stretched. The problem we've got at the moment is Trump is just making the market jerk all over the place, up, down, up, down, up, down, which obviously doesn't give you any extended conditions. Then we had the massive gap down, which obviously I benefited from this week, but that's it. There's nothing else really moved enough. So the New Zealand dollar, US dollar is kind of setting up here. I will be taking a short on that potentially. That's pretty much, yeah, it's not quite there yet on the last hourly candle. What am I set on there? 21 median on the hourly, yeah. 67.30. Yeah, it's come down, hasn't it? Yeah, it didn't get a signal. It's not, nothing's extended enough at the minute. It's terrible. Afternoon, Silky. That microphone is fixed. Yes. God, that was terrible. I watched the replay of Monday. It's awful, wasn't it? It's worse than I thought it was. So yeah, sorry about that. Euro, I took mainly set up on the H1M5 entry. Euro US dollar, yeah. You may have got a setup on that. Didn't quite get extended enough for me. Wasn't extended there. Afternoon, David. Thank you very much for the $10. This has become, David, do you know what I'm going to do? I've decided I'm going to stream every afternoon because that way there's a potential for me to earn an extra $50 a week. Thank you very much for that, David. Very much appreciated. $10 tip. I like it when David's in the stream. Yeah, so there is a potential setup there. Sure, it's not quite there. So I'm looking for things to get extended and stay extended for a little bit longer. Ideally, I want it up here somewhere, but we're not just getting any movement, but things are starting to get there, basically now. So US dollar Swiss and US dollar yen are the only 4-hour extensions we've got. Obviously, it's an undoing of Trump's move and some. Yeah, so US dollar down, yen strong at the moment, which is good. So nice strength in the yen. But yeah, it's just nothing really getting any traction anywhere at the minute. It's all very jerky. Markets are, as you can see, a little bit scared to do anything at the moment. Yes, Trump's in. We're not really sure where to go. So we are very, very range bound at the minute, which is obviously great for mean reversion. But I'm not a range mean reversion trader. I am extensions and mean reversion. However, I've banked loads on the other Zone Trader account. So for those of you that weren't in the stream yesterday, the member stream, I'm setting up not signal services, a copy trade service on Forex. So I've set up 2 new accounts, which are copy trade accounts. I'm just waiting for them to trade, and I'm waiting for them to get some profit in so I can verify that they work, and I want to try them before I say, here you go. And this is for the people that basically just want to kind of follow what I do, but without being able to come in the streams. So, but I'll update you on those as and when. Do you still have 2 currency rule with the latest position trader EA? The position trader EA has got nothing to do with currency rule. That's to do with position trading and trading in general. So it's nothing to do with an EA. It's just a guidance and a rule, basically, to try and stick by for exposure. But you've got 2 options. The bootcamp's a little bit out of date now. I might redo the bootcamp. I'm thinking about doing a bootcamp live, where I actually deliver the bootcamp, basically. So, and it's a little bit out of date now. So the 2 exposure rule is there to be followed, dependent on your risk. If you haven't got anything that's really overexposed at the moment, let's have a look at the Zone Trader account, because that probably will have more exposure. Yeah. So, you know, this here is overexposed on the US dollar, but it's only overexposed if you're using a high exposure lot size. So if you want to trade every single currency pair out there, you can do that. But instead of using a 0.25 risk over an ADR, use a 0.1 risk over an ADR. Yeah. So if you reduce your risk by a half to a 2/3, you can take twice as many to 2/3 more entries on an individual currency, because what you're doing is you're reducing your exposure. For simplicity's sake, I used to use the 2 exposure rule just so that I didn't get overexposed on an individual currency in a squeeze. But what I've actually found since I was doing that and switched over to another version of exposure, basically, was just reducing the lot size down and taking everything is actually more profitable, because I've got all this exposure long on the US dollar at the moment. If the exposure if the US dollar flies, I make a lot of money. If it tanks, I go into drawdown. However, it's not just the US dollar that can make me money. So for example, here we've got the New Zealand dollar, US dollar. I've got that short, which means my exposure on the US dollar is long. Now, if the US dollar comes down, but the New Zealand dollar comes down faster and harder than the US dollar, that goes into profit. So I can actually bank money while the US dollar is coming down, because the other currency is weaker. So it doesn't necessarily mean you have to follow this rule, but it's a good rule for newcomers to try and stick to 2 exposures, maybe 3 in one direction. So for example, right now, should not be taking any CAD shorts. Yeah. But it's not a hard and fast rule. It's a guidance. Everything in trading is kind of a guide. There is no right and wrong. It's different. Yeah. Some people trade everything. I trade most things now. I trade most currency pairs. The EA is running on everything, but I am paying attention. And again, this is what was not in the boot camp, because when I recorded the boot camp, this wasn't as important. Right now, it's really important. But this wasn't important in the boot camp. Now this is my golden rule, basically, because I've been absolutely eaten alive by swaps. So how will the copy trader work? It's on Forex. So it's on basically you can sign up with Forex and copy my trades from my Forex account into your Forex account if you want to. Up to you. I don't like signal services. I don't want to become a signal service. But I do understand that some people that are using the position trader EA are not making the same decisions as me, and they want to kind of make the same decisions as me. So I'm allowing you to make the same decisions as me. Yeah. But what I've done is I've set up an account which I will run here. I will also run my own account, which I do anyway, and I run other systems and strategies which I don't do in here. But what I will do is I'll run an account in here. So this account is now a copyable account, and this account is a copyable account, and it's basically set up as a % account, basically, so that you can multiply the lot sizing on your account. I basically don't want my own account being copied, but I'm going to do the same thing pretty much with this account as I would with my own account. In fact, I might even copy this account onto my account. I don't know. I haven't really gone through it in any detail yet, but anyway, it's coming. It's a work in progress, but it's there live. I don't know how you find it. It's copyfx.com is the Forex copy site. And if you search for, can you search for me? No. MST? Oh, well, it'll be only profitable because it's, I don't know how you actually search. We're going into stuff that I haven't actually planned. So, all. Yeah, I don't know how you find it because I'm not even sure if it's actually live yet because it's got no closed trades on the account. So I'm not sure you can actually find it yet, but it will be on there, CopyFX. And basically it's just Forex. Is it making money? Is what making money? Me? Don't know how to answer that question. Yes. You're obviously new in here, WDS. Go to YouTube, look at my live streams. I've got about 5 years worth of live streaming. It's all there. Go and have a look. Right, indices. Let's quickly look at these. So we covered the news, overnight news quickly while we're doing news. The services PMI, that's the S&P version, is on target. There's not really much else overnight. The main thing that came out of yesterday was, I think, that Trump has agreed with the European Union that they can strike a deal and there may not be tariffs going on Europe. So all this tariff talk we've had over the last week, the long and the short of it is it's only China getting them at the moment. So Canada, Mexico, Europe, probably all going to get away with it. Obviously, China are hitting back. But other than that, overnight news, there wasn't really anything to discuss today. Japan said they're going to continue to put interest rates up. Hence, we've got some strength in the yen today. But apart from that, not a lot else. Apart from Trump saying that he wants to turn Gaza into a holiday resort, probably golf courses and stuff. God, is it 4 years yet? So yeah, there's nothing much else really from the overnight news to have a look at. So indices today, DOW, 5-minute ORB hasn't triggered. 10-minute ORB and 15-minute ORB is going to trigger. So I'm trading the 15-minute ORB there at the moment on the DOW. S&P 500, no trades. Ranges are too short. NASDAQ, no trade either. Too short. 689. It's ADR. Yeah, needed 20% of ADR. Didn't get it. Not enough volatility at the open there. So the only trade I'm going to get on the S&P on this particular strategy, on the US on this strategy, is the Dow. Let's have a quick look at the SIH. Yeah, SIH, no trades on the NASDAQ. Ranges are too tight today. Dow's broken long. So there's a long on the Dow. Lovely breaks yesterday on the US. The system you have set up to copy not your position trade, as I realize that works, which is why I've bought your products. I trade them all manually. Yeah, so basically the accounts here that are at the moment set up for copy trading, or will be when it's, you can't copy anything because it's not working at the minute because there's no trades. But it's going to be H1 RSI mean reversion. So the normal live room account I've been doing in here for years and years and years. It's this account, this strategy, that's what will be copyable. The other one that will be copyable is the zone trader. So one of the things that people want is this. So a lot of people now this is basically, zone trader is the way that I used to trade. And before I started developing more automated variations, the market reversal alert strategy, etc., etc. So this is basically support, resistance, supply, demand. So this account people wanted to trade. But the problem people have is they struggle to set up the same zones as me. They're never going to have the same exposure as me. I'm making different decisions in the live rooms. People can't get to the live rooms to watch them. I can't be bothered to publish the zones every single day. So I thought the easiest thing to do, if I just set up this account as a copy trade account, you can either, if you can make it into the live rooms, copy what I do here if you want to copy it, or just set it up yourself. I mean, I don't know where the market's going to bounce. I'm guessing. Everyone is guessing. But if you want to just have a copy of what I'm doing in here, then obviously that's what you can do. So these are the two accounts at the moment. The other account I've got running, which I'm considering putting up as a copy, is this trend pullback strategy for the yen, which is doing very well at the moment. But this is in forward testing, so I might well put that up. And then indexes as well. So, but I don't know. I've never used it. It's too early to tell whether it's going to be effective. So I'm sure it will be. But copy trading is great, but hope you're ready when the noise. Hope you're ready for the noise when things get a bit bumpy. Yeah. Up to people. I come in here every day and say, don't like signal services, don't like copy trading. It doesn't matter how many times I say it. I get asked for it every single day, and I have for years and years. If you want to do it, fine. There's a 10% performance fee. So if you stick 100 grand in there and you make 10 grand, thanks. You're going to give me a grand of it. If you don't like it, don't do it. Afternoon, Tom. Evening, even. Copy FX with Robo Forex, not allowed in Belgium. I can set up other copy trade systems. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't really looked into it. I wish I hadn't have mentioned it. We're going down a rabbit hole here. I haven't got that far yet. But I can set up lots of copy trade accounts and systems, not accounts. I can set up lots of copy trade systems. There's loads of copy trading systems out there. DarwinX, for example. And all they require is my investor password to get the trade data out, and then you can use whatever you want. So I can set up a signal on MQL5, but MQL5 don't allow cent account signals. So that doesn't work. I could set up a small account and just stick like $1,000 or $2,000 in it and use that as the signal account. There's all sorts of things I can do. I just want to keep things simple, basically, at the end of the day. I've never copied one in my life, but you're right. I struggle with the zone trader, so I'm interested in that. Yeah, we'll go for the zones in a minute. Right, let's just quickly see what this is doing. This market, it's very choppy today. Obviously, we've got news, so I think the market's kind of flip-flopping around waiting for news. Another thing we covered yesterday in the members stream, which I will cover briefly now before I go through the zone trades today. In the member stream yesterday, I touched on the new dashboard that I'm working on. This is the new version of it, which it's nearly there, I think. Nearly there. So basically what it is if you're familiar with the Trade Manager Dash, let's probably look at something that's got a load of trades on, which would make sense. So this is the Trade Manager dashboard that I've always used for position trading, and this is something I kind of built initially when I started position trading, because obviously there's nothing out there to keep track of positions on MT4 or MT5 or anything really. You need to plug into some complicated online software to get anything of any interest, which is usually monthly chargeable, etc., etc. So I built this, which is, for me, what was important was monitoring my exposure, being able to see at a glance what my bias is, how much money I've got on, anything I can close out, individual trades, number of trades, lots, drawdown, everything, yeah, and how well everything's going, yeah. So this is what I've been using for the last 4 years. I've been wanting to redevelop this for a long time. I just haven't had the time to do it. So I have had the time to do it recently because I've had something I've been bubbling on, which is this, and basically what this is pretty much the same sort of thing. So this is your open exposure. So we've got the profit on each individual currency, your drawdown. Ignore these numbers because this is a demo account. I've just been pressing buttons. How many lots long, how many lots short. So that is now split out. Swap costs, incredibly important at the moment, keeping track of swap costs. Commission, each individual trade and the direction of each individual trade, rather than just the overall exposure side. It also has a button up there so that we can switch it over so you can see the actual individual drawdown per single trade. So this is really, really, really going to be handy, and I'm going to use this all the time for drawdown control. If I've got something here that is in, say that it's 0.2% profit, and I've got something over here in 0.1% drawdown, I can basically come over here and just go, shut that. I've just banked 0.1. Yeah, so you can use it to just manually close individual trades out whenever you want. You can close out the entire position if you want to. Every time you take a new trade, it instantly updates. Yeah, so you're just adding more positions in and it just fills it up basically. Yeah, with everything. You've got your exposure, so it gives you individual currency exposure, but in much more detail. So the US dollar, I am exposed short net because I've got that's something I need to sort out. That isn't exposed short. It's not exposed anywhere. So this is your net exposure, long or short. So at the moment, I'm one lot short on the Swiss, i.e. I've got a 0.01 on and 0 longs, so I'm exposed short. This one I've got 3 longs on, 1 short. This is lot size, so I'm exposed long on the pound. So I can look at this at any instance and go, right, we've got news coming up on the US dollar. What's my US dollar exposure overall? How much danger have I got on? I've got too much on. I need to shut some out. So I basically look up here and see what I've got on US dollar. Let's close that out because I'm now going to reduce my exposure and flip it long. Yeah, so I can do all of that just like that. It's brilliant. History for day by day, so you can see how it's been going for the last few days, percentage gain, how much swap costs are, what your commissions are, totals. Weekly history, going back as many weeks as you want to. I'm not going to bother with monthly because, you know, just not going to bother with monthly. It's just I want to know what's been going on basically, and everything is completely configurable So you can change the colors, you can change the sizes, you can change the spacing, you can change the separators, you can hide columns. So if you don't want to see the percent column, you're not interested in how many lots long and short you are, you can just turn those off, they'll disappear and everything just resizes itself. So if you've got loads of trades on, you can hide stuff, you can get rid of that to make it all shorter as well. Same with the weekly. If you want to see how many weeks you've got on there, you can say, I haven't got much data in here, so I can't do weeks, but days. On 7 days. If I want to go 14 days, I can switch that out and it will give me more data. So it's basically complete overview of exactly what you've got on, how you're exposed, where you can take profit, where you can do drawdown, and more importantly for me, the ability to go like that and just do it here rather than having to go down here. And the problem is with MT4 is it's great, but you know, it's like, what trades have I got on? I've got some Aussie exposure. I need to get rid of some Aussie exposure. It's Aussie dollar CAD. Now, which was the one that was in profit? It's that one there. Okay, that one. Now, what did I want to do with the other? It just takes forever and you can't do it. So this is kind of like Trade Manager dashboard on steroids, if you like. But it's nearly done. I'm pretty happy with it. Apart from I want to incorporate more obvious opportunities within the dash. So if you've got something here that's sitting at $100 in profit, and I want to be able to set up something that says, right, I want to make $250 a day. Yeah. If that is achievable by closing that, and then doing drawdown on those two, if the total of those 5 trades is $250, I want a button that goes, just bank it, be done. So that's the next sort of evolution of it. But right now, it's kind of exactly what I want it to do. So I've been working on this for the last 2 days, basically, just getting it to where I want it to be. And I think it's pretty much there. All the inputs are done. You can configure basically absolutely everything in it. It's, you know, you can make it whatever you want it to be. You can move stuff around, you can, you know, do everything. So but I need to get it all finished. So but for the members yesterday that looked at it, that's basically pretty much done now. Let's just come back. Hedged on the Dow. Bloody hell, that's gone, isn't it? Okay, so let's have a quick look at the Dow. So we're holding the gap basically. So there's the gap fill, which was completed on Monday. We had a down day and then came straight back up again yesterday. We've gone nowhere in rotation so far today. And we got a wacky great whipsaw and we got news coming out in 1 minute. So we'll see where this news drives it. But downside target, that's the propulsion gap to the downside. So that makes sense to look at yesterday's low and just beyond it for a downside target. News has just hit. It's negative US. I would imagine. Yeah, 52.8 on a 54.2. So they were forecasting a 0.1 increase. They actually got a 1.4% drop. So that's quite a difference. So negative US doesn't seem to be massively impacting. Upside target, I'm going to go with the propulsion gap fill to the upside on the Dow, which is within ADR today. So that will be my upside target up there. So that's what I'm going to go for with the hedge. This morning's trades, there was no trade on the FTSE this morning, and the DAX got hedged. So DAX just missed my target. So I'm not going to change this. We're coming out of this propulsion move at the moment, which is the 2-week high, which we're rejecting. That's the gap fill. So I'm targeting gap fill on the hedge this morning. There, I'm going to leave that in place. I'm tempted to get out now, but I'm not going to, because I really think they're going to want to do this gap fill. And then we've got this propulsion gap to the upside, which was the end of Friday's move. So either they're going to gap fill or hit that propulsion. So that's where I'm looking to get an aggressive short on. But we'll see. Right, come back to that in a minute. Let me just catch up on the chat, and then we'll go and look at the zones. Is it worth opening a DarwinX account? Can I upload shittery from a demo account? Do you mean history? I don't know. No idea. I don't know with DarwinX. You'll have to go and Darwin's you can base on historical data, but you still need to prove strategy continuation in live data, as far as I know. But I don't know. You have to contact them. I don't know. What's the stats like on the strategies you're looking to use for copy trading? It's normal trading, Brandon. It's the same stuff. It's H1M5 mean H1 mean reversion and the zone trader. Zone trader last month I did 14, 15%. What the hell was that? God, what's going on here? Whatever I did last month, basically. You're better off, to be honest with you, you're better off waiting for me to build up some account history before you do anything. But if you've been coming in the live rooms for the last 5 years, you know what I do. I'm not doing anything different. It's position trading. It's the same stuff. That's what I'm doing, position trading. You can go back through the live rooms, look at all the end of months if you like, and look at what my P&Ls have been. But you know, I don't publish all my results. Wish you had a trade manager that I could have indices included. Why can't you include indices? Yeah, there's your yen. It obviously won't show you exposure because you can't. There's no such thing as exposure on the yen. You're either long or you're short on the yen. You don't need. This exposure is telling you what your currency exposure is. If you just want to use this for monitoring indices, yeah, go for it. It'll do that. You can trade anything. Look, just putting some other stuff on there. Oil, Brent. Oh, I can't trade Brent. Yeah, so it's just a trade. It's basically dragging data out of your account history and putting it in a usable format that you can actually use to execute orders with as well, or rather close orders. So you can do that. You can do indices on it. I love this. Please put up sale soon. I haven't got it finished yet. Enable indices. Yeah, it is enabled. An index is just an instrument. There you go. I'm trading the JP225 cash. Never traded that in my life. This looks a proper upgrade. Yeah, it's a big upgrade. Well, it's not a big upgrade. It's a totally new product, basically. Well, totally new thing. It's an EA rather than an indicator for a start, because obviously you can't trade on indicators. You can trade on EAs, though. That's why I've built it as an EA rather than an indicator. Your chair grew. My chair grew a chart. What? This isn't a video broadcast. It's a new. They've got a new background thing in it, which I've just found. Once I have a mix of Forex and indices trades running in MT4, it's a nightmare to manage. I often have up to 5 entries on the FTSE and DAX, plus all the Forex. A dashboard that includes all would be brill. Yep, well, this will do that. I'm catching up. I've just shown this. This does indices. Does anything. It's just an instrument. Just instruments. Auto equity management. Yeah, well, that's Mumo. You can't really do auto equity management in a in any way that everyone's going to want, because there's no 2 people on the planet that will want to do that the same way. For me, I think what I'm going to do with the Dash is I'm going to have a system where I can set. So in the existing Dash, what you've got in here is you've got alerts. Obviously, because it's only an indicator, so you can set a drawdown alert, you can set a profit target alert. Overall, you can set an individual trade profit target and all sorts of stuff. So I think what I might do is have those same sorts of alerts set up in this, but what it will do is if it's, say, a single trade, you are wanting to know about it when it gets to 50, this will like flash green at you or something. So I'll have a background that will start flashing at you saying you got some money here, and then anything that's in red, really red, you can set to say, right, this is a problem. So what I want it to do is highlight to me where my problems are. If I look at this Dash right now and there's nothing in, I haven't got the columns up, I've hidden them away. So if there's something that is in like more than 4% of drawdown or 3% of drawdown, I want it to be flashing at me, or at least highlight and say, look, you got to deal with this. So focus on here. So if you have like these 47 cents and things here, and you've got a 56 cent here, you've got an opportunity, because that's in drawdown, you've got an opportunity for closing that and closing that and removing that and removing that and banking profit today. Yeah. So I want it to automatically highlight that for me and say, there's an opportunity here to reduce the drawdown, get yourself out of crap here and put some money in the bank right now. Do you want to do it? Yes. Okay, I'll shut it. Yeah, that's what I want to be able to do with it. So, close that out and close that out. I haven't lost any money, but I have reduced my exposure on Aussie New Zealand. Helped myself out, basically. So that's the sort of thing I want to be able to do with it. But there is no 2 people who are going to want to do the same thing. So trying to build a way to do automatic equity management is very hard, because no one's got the same opinion on how to do it. Because mine will be different to yours will be different to someone else's. Someone else might want to only close trades that are below the average, in which case this would need to work out what the average price is, and if the price is below that, it needs to work out whether or not those trades can be closed. There's a lot of stuff that this needs to be able to do, which obviously is more complex. So it might be kind of a phase 2 thing. You cannot upload your track record from a demo account on Darwinex, only live. Yeah, that would make sense. My hedge exits have been chewing up a lot of my profits recently on SIH. Still profitable, but I keep timing my exits wrong and having to re-hedge. Yeah, that's a problem with SIH. This is partly why I'm working on this strategy at the moment, which is now got all of this morning's loss back and making a nice profit. I am also finding the same thing with some of my hedge exits. It's annoying. So yeah, this is a variation, a stop loss variation, which I'm working on at the moment with the members, which is doing very well. This I don't know what the P&L is on this. It's up 300. I mean, it's not been doing a lot, to be honest. It's only been trading for 5th of February, 4th of February, 3rd of February. So it's only been trading for 3 days. But so far, I'm liking what I'm seeing, and it's working exactly the way as it was working in the back test, which is always good. So this is going to be another variation on ORB that I'm going to launch to run myself, basically. What would be today's mood of the USA market? I don't know. Do you use Forex? Yep. Will the new TMD be an upgrade or a new product? New. It's nothing to do with the old one because it's an EA. It's not an indicator. It's an EA. It's a totally different thing. You cannot trade from indicators. Indicators are indicators. They cannot take trades. There's no trade functionality. So to be able to do this and close a trade out, this has to be an expert advisor. So this is an EA. Yeah, it's not an indicator. It's a totally different thing. Please don't take the piss with its price. It's only going to be $199. It's next to nothing. You can get that back in one trade. It's not going to be $199. Yeah, no, it'd be $49, same as everything else. It'd be, well, it's an EA. It doesn't do any trading. You know, I'm not going to charge you money for a load of money for something that doesn't trade. Yeah, this is a trade management tool. I would have a problem paying $100 or $200 for a trade management tool. A system or a strategy that's had years and weeks and months or whatever of development and testing and time and everything else got into it, yes, should be charged for. But a trade manager dash, I'm still going to have to maintain it and run it and everything. But yeah, it's not going to be that expensive, don't worry. I'm sure you'll create a video for that new index EA. Yep. Yeah, everything will have videos on it. It always does. Right, let's get on with some trading. Just had an alert go off, sorry. Pound yen 125 ADR. Pound New Zealand has just hit ADR. Something's going on with the pound. Pound coming down. Just a strong drop in the pound. There's no news come out. So just some movement in the pound. Right, let's go through the zones. So the zones basically oh, this will be a good test for the dashboard. The other zone trader account that I had running, I closed a load of it out yesterday. I told everybody in the members stream. Is it that account? Yeah. So there you go. You wanted to know the performance, whoever it was, right? This is my zone trader performance. Oh, this is good, isn't it? This is my zone trader performance, the zone trader account that I was running in the live room. So I did 21.1%. God, look at that. How interesting is that? Look at my swap costs. Wow. See how important the swaps are right now for swing traders? $1,700 I've paid in swaps in the last 6 weeks. A lot. So yeah, there's the account performance basically. 21% in the last 6 days. And I closed out all of this yesterday. So the day before yesterday and yesterday, I closed out virtually all the trades in the Zone Trader account because I wanted to get this new account set up for copy trading, and I wanted to try and start it as close as I could to the beginning of February so I could get a full month's worth of data in there. So this is the remnants running on the old Zone Trader account. Everything's okay in it, which is fine. It's just a couple of bits. I'm going to have to take some new trades on, but I'm managing these manually. So that's just a really good test, actually. It shows me all my exposure. It's really good. I love this dashboard. It's great, isn't it? That's the gain on the account, etc., etc., etc. So that's the old Zone Trader account. It has still got some trades running on it, and I'm manually managing those. So this is the new Zone Trader account, which I set up and started trading on a couple of days ago. Yeah, so just new positions being taken on this one, and this is one that's going to be the copy trade version, so you can see obviously everything that's going on in it. So I'm just going to go through all the zones in here. Look at the trades that I've got on. You can see all the old trades are still plotted. These are the old trades that I took in the live room previously. And obviously new ones will just get plotted anyway. So we'll go through the zones. We'll have a look at everything. And then we go from there. I'm sure you'll create a video. Yeah. Swaps are 25% of your profit. Actually, that's probably not right. How much did I have in that account? It's 25 grand account, wasn't it? So that is wrong because that's set on 10 grand. There we go. So I need to reset that to the right amount. There we go. So yeah, 24% gain, 8%. Yeah, so there we go. So that's the right figures. Was it a 25? Anyway. Yeah, swaps are a lot though. I mean, at the end of the day, it's very important you stay in line with swaps these days on swing trading. Intraday doesn't matter. Swing trading, very important. 21% in 6 days. Well, it's yeah, I don't think it was that. I can't remember how big account was. I moved all my money around yesterday, day before. Yeah, it's been one of those weeks. Do you know what? I feel like this week is just gone. It's Wednesday. It's because I've been coding for the last 2 days. When I'm coding, my wife said to me the other day, yesterday afternoon, at about 1:30, she said, you had your lunch yet? I was like, what? 8 o'clock I started coding. Then my wife spoke to me. I assumed an hour had gone past. 4.5 hours I've been sitting there with my head down, just programming. Programming, when you're doing it just disappears, your entire life. It's good fun, but it just goes on forever. Anyway, so right, we're going to start with the zones. Aussie CAD, flat on this at the moment, trading in both directions. So looking for push up or push down, don't care, not going anywhere at the minute. So this is the area I'm looking at. Previous support, turn resistance. This is a turncoat area, propulsion gap, looking for retest of that propulsion gap for a continuation down. If it decides to not go up and it wants to come down straight away, I'm going to look for a triple bottom bounce. But at the moment, not going anywhere. So just sitting with those zones in place, waiting for it to move. Aussie dollar Swiss, long only. I can't really get a trade on this at the minute. So you can see that was the last trade that I took, was there. So took a long, looking for a bounce out of here. Didn't happen. Second short was taken down here. Exited on the gap fill. Obviously, this was because of Trump. There's nothing I can do about that. So looking to try and get back in long on it, but I can't really find anywhere. So what I might do is just move the zone down into here. So this was the previous low before the Trump, and then we broke up. So if you ignore this V-shaped recovery here, and we went back up and did the gap, they've already retested this and rebought it. So these buyers here that added have re-added. So I think this is still the area they're buying from. You can see obviously the previous support zone is there. Oops. So I'm looking for longs out of there basically. And then I'll decide where to go. Obviously, usually the highs. So that would be my target to the upside. Gap. Aussie New Zealand. Waiting for shorts on this one. Want to ideally get in. That was the entry that I had. So this would be nicely in profit now, but I took it off early. So yeah, that is still in play. If they come up and hit that area, I'll get in there, and the backup is up there. May well bounce out of this area here or down there, but I'm not longing it. It's too expensive. So I'm just waiting for shorts. If it continues to push down and tests that area there, I will look for entries somewhere up here and get in when it's coming down a bit later on, when it goes back up. Second short taken on Aussie US. So I need a new sell limit, obvious there. So just looking for the highs to get retested for third short. Target to the downside. I'm just going to use this propulsion gap. I don't know, it's a bit close, isn't it? Yeah, I'm just going to leave it where it is for the minute. The US dollar, I'm trying to get in and out as fast as possible at the moment on the US. So I don't mind scaling into a position, but I want to get out. I'm not looking for a massive movement. If I can get half an ADR of movement beyond my average back into profit, I'm taking it, because I want this banked and the exposure low as much as possible on it, because we just do not know, just don't know what's going to go on with Trump. So at any point, he could have us back down here again. Yeah, it'll probably recover. But I just want to kind of get in, get out, get in, get out, and just keep the trades fairly tight with targets, just to get it in the bank, really, just in case he sends the dollar into a spiral in one direction or the other and it doesn't come back from it. So we'll wait and see. CAD Swiss, looking for longs. So this is the previous area of interest, somewhere around here. We basically had the Trump move, which V-shaped recovered. This is where we put the propulsion move in. So I'm looking for a retest of propulsion. So looking basically for them to fill this propulsion gap, which is there. Euro odd, looking for shorts. So we've broken down. It's range bound at the moment, so I'm just looking for a push back up. This is absolutely terrible price action. It's so choppy. The wicks are massive. It's just a mess. So this is the previous area of resistance. Yeah, we came down, we slammed through it. All the buyers, all the sellers flipped long, added. We came back down. They tried to add again, and then they finally got run over, which turned back into resistance. So that is your support resistance. It's very obvious. So if we get back up into there, I will sell it. I'm not looking for longs. Too expensive. It costs $10 to long it. Euro CAD, looking for shorts. Same thing. Yeah, so got these highs, broke, retest, banks adding to their positions, adding, got run over. They will add shorts there if we get there. So I'm looking for an entry there. If we can get there, 50% retracement, new down leg. But we can't get there at the moment, so just waiting to see what happens. Euro Swiss, looking for longs. These are the previous longs I had on, which I took off, which is the other account. So I just closed all this profit and banked it. So I'm looking to re-enter at the same level if we can get there. We haven't gone anywhere since I got out. So I think we can test this area. So this is a bit of a messy one as well. The whole market is messy at the moment. And until Trump shuts up, it's not going to be anything different. So this is, if you haven't traded through a Trump premiership before, welcome to Trumpland. This is the previous area where we broke, retested, added. And then we made a new higher low, higher high. Market structure took off. We couldn't hold that level, or we were holding that level. It was a head and shoulders forming, which typically will fail because most of them do. But what happened was Trump ruined it. So market's just stuck now in a symmetrical triangle, and we're waiting for a breakout in one direction or the other. So if it breaks down, I'm looking for them to re-add this area here. I've got lots of areas to the downside to add new size at. But yeah, don't know which way it's going. Euro Swiss probably still range bound. Euro will probably be weak moving forward. Interest rates are coming down, inflation's on target, Trump is threatening tariffs. Swiss franc is coming down because they're reducing rates, and they said they're going to utilize negative rates if they need to, which is going to weaken the Swiss. You've got two weak currencies against each other equals a range. So I just want to get in so that it will move, and then I can scale into a position and get out at some point. Euro pound, looking for shorts on the gap fill. Yeah, so looking for them to come and fill the gap and then continue short. Although tomorrow we've got interest rates for the pound. So this is the big news tomorrow, and we are going to be dropping rates. The market's already factored this rate drop in. Crude's just about to come out. So the market's already factored that rate drop in. So the key tomorrow is going to be this. If this number comes out as more participants wanting to drop than not, we will get a bear move. If there's more participants wanting to raise than forecast, we'll get a bull move. I don't think we'll get much movement at all if we just get the forecasted 4.5 and there's no deviation on the votes. So I suspect we will probably be able to get there today or tomorrow. And then from there on, obviously, the pound could go into a big move, but euro bearish, pound neutral to bearish. So again, I don't think this is going to go very far without giving us an opportunity to exit. You can see all the previous trades. Yeah, all very, very straightforward, apart from this one, which I had to scale into and exited, but all profitable. But we're not going anywhere. And I don't think there's any reason we should go anywhere. There's no bias on it. So just trying to get in, really. And the gap fill is obviously the easy close short to do. Euro New Zealand, looking for triple top exit. This is one that I've already still got on, Euro New Zealand, on the other account, which I'll be monitoring. So this is short. It's coming back to break even. See, look at this. This is great, isn't it? I can close out that, and I can close out that and bank some money and then just worry about that one. What I need, I know what I need. I know what I need. We need, yes, we need a close button. We need a close 50% button, and we need a close 30%, 33%. Yeah. That's what we need. Because basically what I would like to do is, if you think about this trade, this Euro New Zealand, yeah, I've got 3 positions on it at the moment, and I'm short. So I've got a trade here. Let's look at the chart. That would make much more sense, wouldn't it? Whoops, wrong button. Yeah. So have I got the support resistance? Propulsion indicator. Right, so why you're not plotting my average? Oh, that is my average there. Sorry. Divvy. Right, so there's my average price. So I've got that trade on, and that trade on, yeah? So that trade is the one that is uh 116 in drawdown. Then I've got one at 49 and one at 75. So what I want to do is I want to close that 100%, and I can close 50% of that or 50% of that, because they are both below the average price. Yeah. So by closing 50% of that, the average price is going to come up. Yeah. So I've got the opportunity to do drawdown control basically, but I don't want to do, I just don't want to shut the whole thing. I want to shut all of that, but I only want to shut half of that, or maybe a third of it, or a quarter of it, or something. So we need buttons, don't we, for DD control to close all of an individual position, all of an entire currency, all of an individual position, or a percentage of them. So I could have another little button like that that toggles 2 extra buttons to close out a part of it on the list. Anyway, so Euro New Zealand, I'm already in that on the other account. That was going to be my next entry short, but I didn't need it. My exit is down below this range low. So I'm looking for this accumulation to break short. And we're going to start to come down into this area, or we're going to bounce out of here, one or the other. So hopefully we're going to break down. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish attempts. We're knocking on the door for the 6th time. that door's not knackered. It's going to come down. So we can't get through the highs. We know we can't get through the highs. The euro is bearish. They're dropping interest rates. Inflation's on target. They've got threats from the US of 10% trade tariffs. It's not good. It's coming down. So basically looking for that to break. I want to get in short on it. Swaps are too expensive. Longs $15, so I'm going short. So I'm looking basically when we do break that to come and look and put my zone down here when we've broken. So right now, if the range holds for some reason and we don't break down, I'll get in at range highs again and assume we're going to stay range bound until the market proves me otherwise. If we do break down, zone will move down and I will look for a retest short. Euro US dollar, second short is just about to trigger in half an hour, as long as we stay there. So we have just tapped straight into my resistance zone, which is these highs here. So that will be taking second entry short. Average is going to come up and looking for a move down from there. So target to the downside. I'll go with these because it's a US dollar pair. I will go with these highs here, previous lows. So that's the low. There's the gap. There's the gap fill, shorts. The shorts lost. Everybody short broke long. So therefore, when we get down there, they're going to add to their long positions, which is why the market structure will be that if it happens. So yeah, second entry is about to go in, and that's where my profit take will be. I won't flip long because it's too expensive, but that's the plan. Pound odd. First long taken, pound odd. So I've managed to get into a pound pair. Look at that, finally. So this was the previous area I was looking at. I moved it up into this accumulation, which they retested and added to, and to basically get in again. Sod's law, as soon as I get in, it's starting to break down. So I need a new long. Very difficult to pick a new long on this, to be honest. Not quite sure why this pound is so weak, but we are holding this accumulation at the minute. So we're holding that area there. Hopefully, if we don't, this area here basically is all I can really see of any interest. We broke that, we came back, retested it, slammed through it, added. So this is where they're buying from. So I will buy again there, which will bring the average down. If that doesn't work out, I'll be looking at these highs. And this is kind of the start of that move. So that's a propulsion move there, which broke those highs. So I'll add one there. I'll add one there. Failing that, obviously, it's going to be the lows. And if we get all the way down there without a bounce, it's going to do exactly what it's done on the way up. Come back 50% of that move. So as long as my average is going to be within an ADR, I'll have an easy exit. So that's going to be the next entry on that one. Pound CAD looking for longs. So again, that area there, I had that in play for ages, just waiting for them to get in. So first entry is on. Second entry is going to be in here. Target. I haven't actually set a target on that either, did I? So target to the upside. We'll just go with the highs at the minute. Pound CAD, target to the upside, same thing. Pound Swiss, looking for entries down at those lows. Yeah, so previous area, retest. Looking for that range to hold. So I'll get in long and then obviously get out the highs. I've got to get the entry on first. Pound US, second short gone in on that one. So next entry. Got that area there. Yeah, very obvious previous support resistance zone. So we've hit that, hit it, broke it, tested, broke it, tested, broke it, flip-flopped around, tested. If we get back to there, we're going to find sellers, especially after a move that strong. If we get all the way up to there without any kind of pullback on that, it's going to want to at least retrace half of it. So we'll get in up there. Target to the downside. If we don't need to do that, I probably won't hold it this long, but if you look at the market structure on this, it's very obvious. Highs, lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. We should be making a lower low. At some point, though, you're going to get a double bottom bounce, which is going to turn into a W pattern reversal. So this could be your low, high, higher low. We're going to be putting in a higher high. So market structure may be shifting back to the upside. If it's not shifting back to the upside, it's going to continue to the downside, which means we're going to break that level, which means I'll get out at somewhere around there on the shorts. New Zealand CAD, longs on, looking for an exit up at the highs. Next entry on this one is going to be these lows here, that previous high. So basically this area here, we came down, we hit it. We broke straight through and retested it, but the sellers couldn't hold. The buyers pushed them back, made a new high, and then everybody that was short here, trying to drive price down, flipped long, added into the positions, and off we go. So if we do get back down to here, we're going to find some support basically from the previous batch of buyers. But looks to me like we've just got that low, high. It's a bit messy, isn't it? Because of Trump. I mean, Trump's knackered everything. But higher high basically. New Zealand dollar Swiss, looking for a first entry on this one. Got out of the last lot of longs there, so one entry there, there and there, so that was out. This was using a 1.3 multiplier, so that was actually profit, not a break even. But if you weren't losing a lot using a multiplier, it was a break even trade. So yeah, looking for another entry back down here somewhere. So the reason I've drawn this zone so big is because we've now got this massive V-shaped recovery gap that Trump formed. I don't know whether the market is going to respect this because this was a panic sell and rebuy. So it may well be an area that they use as support because there are buyers there, obviously. But it could just be that that was the sellers here that got the advantage of getting the gap down profit, taking that profit off fast straight away. So it doesn't mean that's buying. It could just be profit taking. Don't know. But this was the previous support, which we did come and retest after that V-shaped recovery, and it held. So somewhere around this area here where we were previously buying before Trump got involved and Trump made that spike, somewhere in there, if we get down there, I want to look to buy it. If it gets there, if it just grinds off up into there, it's gone without me, isn't it? But I'll wait and see. New Zealand US, first short taken. So I'm trading this long and short. Highs, second entry. So that's around about half, 3/4 of an ADR. It's this propulsion gap. Basically, we came back, filled the gap, added into shorts. Then again, everything market structure wise on this was looking very obvious until that happened. So again, we've got this previous low, which was the range, the wick off spring, accumulation break. What you would normally see is that, but what we aren't seeing because of this was that getting broken. That isn't real. So this is not normal price action. So that's still the support. They may well use that. If so, somewhere around there, I want to be getting out of the shorts, assuming that we're going to continue down and the US dollar is going to continue to strengthen. If the US dollar doesn't continue to strengthen, I'm going to need to scale in. We've got lots of places to scale in on the way up, and this parabolic move, if it does get anywhere up into there without a pullback, is going to want to do a pullback. So I'll just get out when it comes back down again. New US dollar CAD, second long taken. It's tricky this now. Again, absolute messy price action. We knew exactly what we were doing, exactly where we were going, and then Trump happened. We're back down. We've completely undone the entire move. Anybody that was on short with me on this prior to the Trump move, as you know, I got out at a break even. In fact, I think it was a small loss. What was that? 1, 2, 3, 4 days ago. Oh, wrong one. Yeah, so I got out with a small loss on that trade there, you see. I took a 100.79 loss on it, basically, just to get flat. If you didn't get flat with me there, and you didn't have an opportunity to get out, obviously you got caught in this. So probably 2 more positions on, I would imagine. But it came down. I mean, from there, it came down almost immediately off the gap. So you were basically, if you did manage to get a trade on up there somewhere, and maybe if you had one in the middle, probably wouldn't have got one. But you've got an easy exit on this now. So take it, because this thing is wild at the moment, as we know. So for me, I'm flipping back long side. I'm assuming that Trump is going to say something that is going to drive the market at some point. But these lows are where I wanted my next position, which I've just been given. So 2 entries on. Next entry on this one. We've got this accumulation here, but it's too close to the previous trade. So we've got this high and this area of accumulation here where the market just sat around. We broke down through it and then they broke it. They haven't come back and retested this level yet. So if this is going to continue to drop, we are potentially going to find some support here. We're just looking basically for a level that the market is going to use as a support on the way down to basically start to take some profit. Because this entire leg from the gap up all the way down to where we are now hasn't had a profit take move yet. Yeah, they didn't even manage to get this gap fill done. Yeah, so if you look at the US dollar CAD on a chart with the support resistance propulsion indicator on, you can see the size of that gap. We didn't manage to fill that. So we only managed a 50% retracement into it. So I think there's a good chance that we'll get back up, at least retest this high, which is the yesterday's high, previous level of resistance. At least get back up to there and try and get through it. If they definitely can't get through it, we know the US dollar's stuffed. But, you know, Trump can turn around at any moment and say, do you know what, 65% tariffs on pick a country, and that'll happen. And then obviously an hour later, he'll undo it. But at any point, you can be up here. And equally, at any point, he could be down there. Yeah. This is why this is happening. I'm going to put tariffs on. I'm going to put tariffs on. Holy crap. No, I'm not. This is what he does. He just destroys any normal market structure movement. So it doesn't really matter which way you go, really, at the moment. You're just waiting for Trump. And if Trump doesn't say anything, the market will get back into normal rhythm, in which case, obviously, we'll just see normal market structure and we can get out whenever we want to. So that's next entry on that one. Target, I'm going to leave top of that propulsion gap. In fact, I'm just going to move it down just to incorporate that high. So that propulsion gap high there. We've got a load of alerts going off. Let me just look at what's going on. Euro, New Zealand CAD. There's a lot of New Zealand dollar movement going on. No RSIs. So New Zealand is on the move. Big strong move on the New Zealand dollar at the minute. Australian probably going with it. Yeah, Aussie and New Zealand commodity pairs rallying. Has he just said something about gas stockpiles? That's probably crude. Nothing about Aussie and New Zealand, so I don't know why that is. It's crude that's causing it. So yeah, so longs on there, waiting for an exit there. So I'm incorporating that high and the start of that propulsion gap. Looking for a move out of there. US dollar Swiss, second long on. I was targeting this area here. So you see all those, that was my big short that I got stuck in, which is what cost most of that swap fee last, because the swap short on this was $14.60. That's why that is so high, because of that trade. Hence now going in line with swaps again. But yeah, so I wanted to try and get back in on this area of support resistance here, which is this area holding here. That area was obviously just a spike, so this is the main area they were using. We did come down into it, but it's like slammed straight through. So that zone's dead. So next buy, obvious lows. Yeah, so if we do get down to there, there's nothing really to the left to look at much at that level. Got this little high here, but it's been invalidated. We popped through it, popped through it, popped through it. There's nothing really exciting happening at that zone, but that is the most recent high, most recent low from last week. That's last week's low. I should really put the support resistance propulsion on this, shouldn't I? So we can see what we're doing. But yeah, US dollar Swiss. There you go. That's last week's low, and that's also last month's low. It's last week's high, last week's low. So that is obvious buy point. So this week from here, from the gap up, we literally have done nothing but 3 solid down days at the moment. So if we can get down to there tomorrow, 4 down days in a row, be looking for a pop back up. And that's it. I'm not trading the yens at the moment. I only want to long the yen, and with the yen increasing its interest rates regularly and coming out last night saying it's going to do more of it, I don't want to really long against the yen at the moment, because I think the yen is going to power up. And at the moment, obviously, you need to be very aware of the Swiss and the yen as safe havens. If Trump does something stupid like invade Greenland, Swiss and the yen are going to absolutely scream. Everyone's going to pull all their money out of the US and they're going to stick it all in the Swiss and the yen for safekeeping. So longing against the yen at the moment is doable on short term, but long term, I think you want to really be on side with the yen now, especially the way the US dollar yen's going. Trump's not helping at all, is he? So we got just shy of previous intervention highs. Just missed the previous intervention zone. And we've broken back down below that low. So it was one of 2 things happening here. Market structure long, and they're taking a run up for a crack at that zone of intervention, in which case Japan are going to do that again. Or that's as far as they wanted to get, which is pretty much a full recovery. And now we're starting market structure that way. Trump is not helping the dollar at the minute, but that doesn't mean it's not going to change. So right now, this does actually look like a very good spot to be buying from if market structure is going to continue long. But that's our job, isn't it? Our job is to decide if we are buyers or sellers. And if we're sellers, we'll be getting in up there. If we're buyers, this is where you want to get in. I don't know at the moment, so I'm staying flat. Because I don't really know what to do with the yen. Pound New Zealand's the only one that I can't trade at the moment because the swaps are too high in both directions. But if I was, I'd be looking at that level there to buy it, and that level there. And if I was going to short it, it's a bit of a hindsight trade, but that is where I would have put my shorts and the backup shorts up here. So, but I'm not, because I'm too scared. Too expensive. I'm not updated yet on all member streams. Are there new copy trade possibilities? New dashboard looks awesome. Yeah, so yeah. But I kind of mentioned it yesterday in the member streams, because yesterday I closed out all this stuff yesterday. Closed loads of profit out yesterday. Aussie New Zealand, I've got an exit on. I'm just going to get out. Yeah, so I kind of just mentioned it yesterday in passing because I'm Aussie New Zealand. Where are you? Yeah, because I'm I had to, yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I mentioned it in the member stream yesterday because I've closed a load of the zone trader stuff out. So when I was going through the zones yesterday, I closed a load of positions out. So that's why I kind of mentioned that that's why I was doing it. to start the new account, which I'm going to be trading on the copy trader. With the zone trader EA, are you using a fixed lot size on your initial entry? Yeah, so I'm just using 0.1s across the board, just for simplicity's sake. So not big size, not small size, just mediocre size. ADR, what distance of ADR do I use? So basically, distancing is 0.5. So that's a trading stop. Distance is 0.5. So the distance between zones is 0.5. I'm entering on all price action signals. And yeah, just using a 0.1 standard fixed lot with 1.3 multiplier. There's the 0.5, sorry. Yeah, so that's the 0.5. And obviously trading in direction of swaps only. So it will get me, if I'm in a trade and it hits a zone, it won't stop and reverse if the swap direction is wrong. It's on always in mode basically, which is stop and reverse. So as soon as I hit an area of resistance I want to get out of that I think the market's going to bounce at, if the swaps are okay, it will just close all the longs and flip short straight away. But it will only do it in line with that because it's too expensive at the moment to swap, to swing trade against the swap. You could increase it. It's up to you. You know, everybody's different. But for me, anything over $5 can become expensive to hold long term. So I'd rather not at the minute. Might be able to get out this Euro New Zealand today as well. We will see. Anybody got anything else I want to discuss? It's going to hold these lows, isn't it? Just to annoy me. So that's it for today. Tomorrow's members stream. I haven't planned anything again because I've been coding like a lunatic for the last 2 days. So I haven't got anything planned specifically for tomorrow, but I will think of something to do. We'll do something. If there's something you want to do, members, let me know, and we will do it. But other than that, we're not. I haven't got anything particularly spot on planned for tomorrow. So it will be a member stream covering the usual stuff, and then we will discuss something. I will think of something to talk about. But if there's something you want to talk about, do let me know. Anybody got anything else you want to look at? I'm going to quickly finish off with the indices. Oh my God, look at that. What a pain in the ass. Okay, so stopped out on the Dow. How far away from target was that? Oh, I should have noted. I should have watched it. That was target. So just taking a loss on it. So would like to see that. What a mess. This thing's an absolute pain in the arse at the moment, this market. Look at it. Look at the NASDAQ today. It's really, really, really choppy at the minute. Just one of those things. So DAX hedge is still in play. That does look like it is going to break long for the gap today. So I might actually even move it up slightly. Just we will find some resistance at gap. So I'm just going to move the target up slightly. I will monitor that one closely today. It's the time for no trades on the FTSE. So NASDAQ, there's no trades, and just the Dow, which is now hedged and waiting. So yeah, another crap day today. just not working at the minute. The markets, they're just not playing ball. We had a lovely break on the NASDAQ yesterday. Very nice, clean trade yesterday. I did make money yesterday. 2 hedges yesterday on the FTSE and the DAX, but 2 clean breaks on the NASDAQ and the Dow. So yesterday's NASDAQ, as you can see, was a lovely clean break long. So we broke straight up to target, and then the second half was taken off pretty much at the same place. So it was a 6R closeout yesterday on the NAS. Very nice. And the Dow was a double win as well, but not quite as high. So that was the break. That was the pre-market range. So it just broke straight long, straight to target, straight out. Very nice. But the other 2 hedged. So the total profit yesterday was about £250, £300. Not a lot, but profit's profit. We like it. Right. Anybody got anything else I want to discuss? Let me know, and I will work on the rest of this dash. I'll get it out. I'll get it done as quick as I can. But I'd like to get those buttons put in. If there's anything anybody wants as well, not just for position traders, for any stop loss based traders that might want to use it, let me know. Because obviously I'm not designing this for stop loss based strategies, because you don't need it for stop loss based strategies. It's for position trading. Obviously all this data is, useful, but exposures are relevant. Yeah, I mean, it's a position trading dashboard basically. So, but if there's anything else you want, features, functionalities wise, that you can think of, let me know, and because while I'm developing it, I'll try and get as much crammed into it as I can, because I like to just put stuff out that's finished ideally, but obviously things do get tweaked. A good test for this one, because this is a commission-free account. I don't need the commission column, which is there. Sorry, it's new. So I don't need the commission column on any of these, so I can hide them away. Look at that. Good, isn't it? Right, I'll leave it there. Anything else you need, let me know. I'll be monitoring those, and obviously the zones. I'll cover the zones again tomorrow in the member stream. Obviously, we'll see what's happened with those. But nothing banked yet this week, because we haven't really gone anywhere much this week yet. So we've just undone what we've had for this week so far. So I will update on those. I'll put those in the Discord channel as well. All right, so have a good day. Anything you need, let me know in Discord. FTNet, I just want to mention that your copy traders could save some trading costs via rebate taking. Yeah, not really. I don't it's just making any money. It's so not worth it for me anyway. But the amount of hoops you got to jump through to get on that thing. I tried to set it up, getting the rebates, but your broker's got to be affiliated. You've got to sign up through the link that they sent you, which means you've got to create a new account, which is basically all that thing is an affiliate system, basically. So they get a kickback. Whoever you sign up with that copy, with that rebate thing, they are basically getting a commission off of every trade you take. It's an affiliate system. That's all it is. So I didn't want to go and set up new accounts and use their links and all that sort of crap. So, but if you're starting out and, it's worth doing. But yeah, go look into it if you want to. Right, I'll be back tomorrow. Anything you need, let me know. Other than that, I'll be back on Friday morning and we'll do a recap of the week. But be aware, if you're not coming to see me tomorrow, Bank of England rates at 12 o'clock. That's your big one. I've got Waller speaking as well, and Bailey tomorrow night. But that's your big one tomorrow. And then Friday, non-farm payroll. Should be fun. All right, so have a good day, and I will see you in the next stream. Have a good one.